you shit right. Pay you, you won't make me, bitch.
This is that real Black Knight shit. It's 1:05 a.m. This is the last thing I'm recording. I thought the shit was done, but this shit's too fire to not put on here. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's giving this a listen right now. I hope you fuck with it. The beat just ended, but it's still recording. What else do I say? This is Black Knights by Kai. What?
It's just the two of us. I know I don't have it to come down with that attitude. You give me, I'll get back to you. That's just what I have to do. Flash from a clear sky, let the fear fly. I walk around with a blaze, standing outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I'll double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of dead guys. 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 Sorry, I got crazy. Wasn't me, definitely, maybe. Oh, I owe you shit right. Pay you, you won't make me. Do you feel it? Don't you feel it? Black Knights. I'm full of dead guys. Seen it with my own eyes. I know it feels real right. Sure didn't feel right. I got water in my cup. Need a spot that just might. All over to get it blind. I'ma put you in a blind. Hello, where all black. You just made a show. You, this isn't what all that. It's not deep as shallow. You think you slick, I saw that. We gon' get it handled. Better pull up with that ball. Shooter needs a password. Flash from a clear sky, let the fear fly. I walk around with a blaze, standing outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of dead guys. 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 Sorry, I got crazy. Wasn't me, definitely, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I owe you shit right. Pay you, you won't make me, bitch.
This is that real Black Knight shit. It's 1:05 a.m.
I've been going through it, I don't shine on my face. I feel sad, for true love, find it in the moonlight. Did it twice, I'll do it once, as long as it's the two of us. I know I don't have it to come down with that attitude. You give me, I'll get back to you. That's just what I have to do. Flash from a clear sky, let the fear fly. I walk around with a blaze, standing outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I'll double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of dead guys. 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 Sorry, I got crazy. Wasn't me, definitely, maybe. Oh, I owe you shit right. Pay you, you won't make me. Do you feel it? Don't you feel it? Black Knights. I'm full of dead guys. Seen it with my own eyes. I know it feels real right. Sure didn't feel right. I got water in my cup. Need a spot that just might. All over to get it blind. I'ma put you in a blind. Hello, where all black. You just made a show. You, this isn't what all that. It's not deep as shallow. You think you slick, I saw that. We gon' get it handled. Better pull up with that ball. Shooter needs a password. Flash from a clear sky, let the fear fly. I walk around with a blaze, standing outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of dead guys. 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 Sorry, I got crazy. Wasn't me, definitely, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I owe you shit right. Pay you, you won't make me, bitch.
This is that real Black Knight shit. It's 1:05 a.m. This is the last thing I'm recording. I thought the shit was done, but this shit's too fire to not put on here. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's giving this a listen right now. I hope you fuck with it. The beat just ended, but it's still recording. What else do I say? This is Black Knight. Nights by Kai. What?
Hard knocks and hard life, live it every day. This guy had to eat that. I just don't know what to say. It goes on and on. It's twisted fate. I make good threat, let it shine on my face. I'm so searching for true love, find it in the moonlight. Did it twice, I'll do it once. As long as it's the two of us. I know I don't have it to calm down with that attitude. You give me, I'll give back to you. That's just what I have to do. Flash from a clear sky, let the fear fly. I walk around with a blaze, standing outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of dead guys. 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 Sorry, I got crazy. Was it me? Definitely, maybe. Oh, I owe you shit, right? Pay you, you won't make me. Do you feel it? Don't you feel it in your black nights? I'm full of dead guys. With my own eyes, never feels real right. Shit didn't feel right. I got water in my cup. Needles for that just mine. All over to keep it blunt. I'ma put you in a blunt. Hold what? All black. You just made a shadow. You, this isn't what all that. It's not deep, it's shallow. You think you slick, I saw that. We gon' get it handled. Better pull up with that ball back. Shooter needs a password. Flash from a clear sky, let the fear fly. I walk around with a blaze, standing outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of dead guys. 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 Sorry, I got crazy. Was it me? Definitely, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I owe you shit, right? Pay you, you won't make me. Bitch.
This is that real Black Knight shit. It's 1:05 a.m. This is the last thing I'm recording. I thought the shit was done, but this shit's too fire to not put on here. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's giving this a listen right now. I hope you fuck with it. The beat just ended, but it's still recording. What else do I say? This is Black Nights by Kai. What?
Hard knocks and hard life, live it every day. This guy had to eat that. I just don't know what to say. It goes on and on. It's twisted fate. I make good threat, let outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of dead guys. 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 Room's full of dead. Needles for that just mine. All over to keep it blunt. I'ma put you in a blunt. Hold what? All black. You just made a shadow. You, this isn't what all that. It's not deep, it's shallow. You think you slick, I saw that. We gon' get it handled. Better pull up with that ball back. Shooter needs a password. Flash from a clear sky, let the fear fly. I walk around with a blaze, standing outside Best Buy. Don't look at me in the wrong light. I double back twice. Don't open up the door, the whole room's full of
Dead guys.
full of dead guys.
Dead guys. Dead guys. Okay, bro. Can you pause, bro? All right. Cool. All right. I think it's working now. Cool. All right. Well, what's up, everyone? This is the first ever Wizwuar live interview, and yeah, this should be fun. I don't really know what else to say, but let's get on call with Kai. Let's see what's happening. He just dropped his newest album. Let's see what's up. All right, let's see if he even picks up. He's too Hollywood now. Like, he might not even pick up. Like,
Yo, what up?
yo, what's up, Kai?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So, you just dropped a new album. How do you feel?
I feel tired.
Tired? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing too much, bro. I've posted all over. I've had to listen to it like 3 different times with 3 different people, but we're
Yeah.
here.
Damn. So, how was the experience of making this album like different than the other ones?
Um, this one's a lot more fun. It was a lot less strenuous, especially not having to worry about like a fucking concept or narrative, whatever. It's kind of just a lot of fun songs that I got to be really creative with, so it was pretty cool.
That's nice. That's nice. So, you know, working on this album, did you know that Black Nights was gonna be an album, or did it just kind of happen? Was this an album
No,
you wanted to make, or
nah, I didn't really know it'd be anything at all. I kind of just finished my last album, kept working on music, and I was honestly just gonna put a bunch of singles out, which I started doing with the first couple. It kind of just the more music I made, the more I realized how similar it sounded to each other and how it kind of worked as a project, and I just kind of ended up throwing one together.
yeah? So, like, this album, right, is it's trap heavy, right?
Yeah,
And like, listening to your streaming discog, we're only counting streaming.
yeah,
Um, what made you like make trap? Because it's different than K1. K1 is like indietronica. K2 is abstract hip hop, noise, industrial noise, and then K3. I don't even know how to describe K3, but yeah, it was you change sounds quite frequently. I want I want to tell you that.
um, I don't know. I guess I've kind of always made trap, and honestly, most of the music I listen to is trap. I think a lot of times for me, it's like if I'm doing like a concept album or something where I'm trying to like convey a certain narrative, that's when my stuff's gonna get a lot more genre bending and experimental sort of thing. But honestly, when I'm just making music in my free time, I make a lot of trap, and that's kind of what this one was. Also, I think I've just gotten a lot better as a rapper recently, and I just wanted to showcase that a little bit, make a lot of cool bangers.
Yeah, sure. Um, so what made you want to release or re-release, should I say, your greatest song ever, Up? But, calling it It's Up now.
Let me tell you the story. So, um, I'm driving. So usually, when I drive to and from class, especially when I'm working on something, I'll usually just have like all my files pulled up on my phone, and I'll just play them in the car to, hear what they're sounding like and stuff. And I was going through my SoundCloud one day, and I just was shuffling songs, and Up came on, and I heard it, and I was like, dude, I forgot, like, this song's like fire. Like, the fact that I never put this out anywhere besides SoundCloud is crazy because it's really good. But I also thought, oh, I'm working on all these songs right now. What if on this one I kind of remade the beat and redid everything and like did a cool new version of it that kind of fits with the tape? And that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah. So, no, like me dick writing the song like 24/7, that wasn't like a part of it either.
That wasn't a factor in me releasing it, but when I knew I was gonna release it, I was excited for you to find out because I know that's one of your favorites.
Yeah. It's definitely my favorite in your unreleased or I guess like off streaming catalog. So obviously way different sound than you have before. Was there any like scraps that sounded similar to like I don't know Bones or even like Look Away or Radio Silence like at all? Like were there any scraps that sounded similar to those eras?
Um, for this one, not really. Most of the stuff I've been making is either kind of like the synth, like the Black Knight sort of trap thing, or kind of like a low on time sounding like synth electronic song. There were a couple scraps for this one, but none that really sounded like anything like that I made way back then.
Yeah. So when working on Black Knights, like how long did it take you? Like to finish like on average, what were the days looking like to finish like one song?
Um, my my creation process was kind of weird for this one because half the time I didn't even know I was making an album. I was just making songs.
Yeah.
Um, for most of the stuff I made, it would usually be like I would start from scratch most of the time unless I had a beat ready or whatever. So I'd make the beat and start recording on it. I'd have like a demo of a song by maybe like an hour or two. And then what I'd do is I'd just save that and then I'd export the file and listen a bunch of times and figure out what I wanted to fix and what I wanted to add and whatever. And then I
Yeah.
would come back in and just like change a little bit of it for like maybe like 30, 45 minutes at a time. And so I'd say like to make like a full finished song from the start, most of them were probably about 3 total hours of work. There were a couple ones, Low on Time took me about a month to finish.
Yeah.
There's a couple that took a while, but for the most part, it was pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, Low on Time, pretty crazy song. And I know you got the Lucy Lamb feature
Yeah.
like what was it? Like a couple weeks after you had sent her a message, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah, a couple weeks after I hit her up.
Yeah. So I know how you found of Lucy Lamb, but maybe the people at home don't know. But how did you find Lucy Lamb, and how did this like collab on Low on Time like happen?
Yeah, so Lucy Lamb's really fucking fire. You should check her out. The way I found her, it was just like the middle of the night. I was like trolling, doing whatever, brain running on my phone. I was on my Spotify and I just like scrolled down. I was like, let's see who's in this fans also like section. I wonder if it's gonna be like Damon and Hamza, if it's gonna be like some random people I never heard before. And so I scrolled down there and I was listening to a couple of them. They were ass. But I got to I got to Lucy Lamb. I saw her like profile picture. I was like, damn, this looks pretty cool. I started checking out some of her songs. The first one I heard was called The Other Side. It's one of my favorite songs right now. I heard it and I was like, this is fucking insane, dude. Like, is there any way I could contact this person? This is like so fire. And I found her Instagram and I hit her up because I wanted to make something with her. She's super dope.
Yeah. So was Low on Time like when you were making it? Were you considering a Lucy Lamb feature, or were you just considering it being like just your own thing?
Yeah, so I I made Low on Time for Lucy Lamb. There was nothing there before I hit her up.
Yeah.
She kind of I was like, "Hey, you want to collab whatever?" She sent me like an inspiration playlist and I kind of went off that and kind of mixed in sort of my own stuff and I made like the whole entire instrumental for her and then she just did her thing on it.
Yeah. So, you know, by far this album compared to Bones and DTC, this album has only one feature,
Yeah.
which is really crazy. But I think it kind of works for you specifically. Not because the features before used to carry you, but more so like it just shows that like you know how to stand like by yourself really well, like really really well. Like I'll say this. So Spider's Crawl, um,
Uh,
it's one of my least favorite songs of yours as of late. I think it's pretty really repetitive. It's not a fun listen if I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, Mostly it's because of Patty Honcho, not because he's bad or anything, but because like you guys didn't really do much to like make that song exciting. You
uh,
got it was just like a loop. Like it that song is really bad, and I don't mean this in like a hateful way or anything. Um, but you know, another song I'll compare to Spider's Crawl, maybe more so because it is repetitive, but it also is just the perfect length and like by far the writing is way better. And I would say Black Knights, the song Black
Oh
Knights,
yeah.
it is a short song, but that helps it. Where Spider's Crawl is way too long, this one is shorter. Yes, it's repetitive, but it's to the point where I'm not hearing the same thing for 3 minutes straight. You know, I think
Yeah.
if Black Knights was longer and I just kept hearing that chorus, I would probably turn it off. But it's a perfect length in my opinion, and yeah, it's like no features really shows that you really are growing as like not even as an artist, but like I don't know, as an artist, yeah. But like as a person who like composes music, like the way you composed each song was very very nice. And I don't know if this is recency bias, as I said in the group chat, but this is my favorite album that you've made, and that's because mainly it's because I listen to trap. That's basically what I listen to. If you look at my Spotify Wrapped, I think all of them are trap artists, or you know, um. But yeah, I really think this is your best work because sure it is short, but it doesn't feel short. Like it doesn't feel like I got to point A to point B like fairly quickly. It feels like I earned to get to When I'm Gone. Which by the way,
Mm.
When I'm Gone is so good. I feel
Appreciate it.
yeah, I think When I'm Gone and um Dead Guys are like so Blade-esque, but like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they're like well, Dead Guys is literally like you literally reference Blade, but um but it's much more like you're like sure you're biting or like quote unquote biting a sound or whatever, but it's like it's still you're still doing it in your own unique way where it doesn't feel forced. It just more feels like you're just um like shouting out a goat rather than like flexing your ability to replicate a certain sound, you know?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the issues with like copies of different artists is it feels much more like a mimic of like a certain person's sound rather than appreciation or even like building on top of it, which I think you did both on When I'm Gone and Dead Guys.
Yeah. Um, couple things. First of all, you can say what you want about Spider's Crawl. It does get a little repetitive, but the guitar at the end where it like builds up and then it drops, that shit's fire. It'll always be fire. Um, no features. Yeah. I think this one, I think one of the main things that makes the no features work on this one is doing, I'm kind of like using myself and my different sort of inflections and voices to kind of fill the spot of like a feature, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you listen to like the album all the way through, pretty much every song I sound like a different guy, bro. I don't even sound the same. It's like a different voice, different flow, different everything. So that's one of the reasons I think it works. Another thing, I think one of the things that I realized, especially with this one, I mean, I love me a long song, you know, both of my outros before were like 10 minutes long, crazy ass like ambient soundscape things going on.
Yeah.
But something I realized with this one is you don't really you don't have like a song doesn't have to be a certain length, you know what I mean? If you get your point across, if you do what you got to do on the song to make it sound how you want it to sound, it can end after 1 minute. There's a song, Icy Ghost, I think is like 50 seconds long. Like as long as you're like fulfilling the need for that song in the track list, it can be 10 minutes long or it could be 30 seconds long. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's something I think I've gotten a lot better at. Where this one, I don't think there's really any point on it where it like drags, you know what I mean? It's just back to back to back. Every song's like 1, 2 minutes long. And it just kind of takes you through all the way. And last thing, yeah, I think on this one, I think one of the reasons it's cool is because since I didn't really have anything in mind for when I was making the songs, like lyrically or sonically or anything, I kind of just sat at my computer and just, you know, just played it by ear. Is that there's a lot of like yeah, like you called it like biting. Like there's certain songs that sound like certain artists or whatever. But I think cool for this one because it's like since I'm not like confined to this like album like concept thing where I have to tell a story, I can kind of just do whatever I want. I can make a song where I sound like Blade. I can make a song where I sound like Playboi Carti. I can make a
Yeah.
song where I'm like fucking playing a million cents like I'm Mike Dean or whatever. It all just kind of works just because it's like it still has that piece of me in it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something that I think is really cool about this one that I'm gonna try to bring into the next ones while still keeping the narratives and stuff, which will be cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Mike Dean and, your heavy adventure on making very synthy, weird music, I figured this question should be asked. Is that, are we ever gonna get like a Vices type song?
I mean, maybe. I think a couple of my songs do kind of sound like that already. I mean, there's obviously like a bit of like difference, but
Yeah.
um, I think Yes No is kind of one. Maybe Ambigast or fucking. I think there's a couple, but that could be a possibility for sure. I like that album a lot.
Yeah. Um, with each album, you keep changing your sound up, but it always, it always has heavy influences from like electronic and hip hop. It never really strays away from those. It always keeps those in its roots. And
Yeah,
and I think that's very cool because like you're not like shying away from those genres that are heavily influenced in your past music, but you're more so like upgrading them to your arsenal, like red and white type
yeah,
shit. But yeah, it's like you're just like upgrading like your sound. I think Ken Carson put it perfectly on Leather Jacket. It's what did he say? He said, I evolved a bit, but I ain't switch up my sound. It's like
yeah,
you did that. Like your music is getting like 100 times better, but you're not like switching up your sound entirely. You're still keeping those same roots there.
yeah. I just think, dude, like I love hip hop. I love like fucking hip hop production, and it's one of the greatest art forms to ever grace the earth. And I don't know. I can't imagine a world where I'm not making and listening to and indulging in hip hop music because it's kind of been my life for years now, and I think it's always gonna be there. But yeah, I think with every project, I'm always trying to do something new. Kind of build on whatever I had going on before. But yeah, I don't think those influences that you're talking about, I don't think are ever gonna leave, no matter how abstract or crazy my music gets. It's always gonna have a piece of that there for sure.
Yeah. And I personally love it because I think you blend them very well into your music. And even though I've gone back and am now like not as in love as your old music as I used to be, I can still appreciate it for what it was back then, like what it meant to me back then. But I can always appreciate that like you clearly have a love for the thing that you're doing, which I don't think I've ever told you that, but it's definitely it's definitely something I have been thinking about is that you have clear love for your art and what you're making, and I just think that's really really great. Especially listening back
Yeah,
to like our previous interviews, we clearly have a lot of passion and a lot of things to say about your art, which I feel some artists do tend to like not really like love their art, which I
yeah,
think we should all love our own art because that's the stuff we're putting out. That's the stuff we're making, right? Even like
yeah,
even like if you don't like you release a song and you may not like it in the future, but you like it at that certain time. Um like you said, I think it was our last interview was that you're not someone who really like looks back at your old music and like really tries to like go on it hard because the artist you were then is way different than the artist you are now. You have evolved, you have changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're never gonna truly stick into that one lane. If you did stick to that one lane, then your music will sound exactly the same to how it did back then to how it is now. It If you don't end up like finding some sort of issues if your songs were back then I just think you haven't really changed. That doesn't mean, oh yeah, I have to
Yeah.
go hate on it. It's more so just like if you can accept the art you have, if you can accept the art you have back then and you can accept the art you have now that are completely different. I just think that's really great growth as an artist. And yeah, I think you've shown it. I think just like knowing who you are as a person and really like studying up on these interviews, it shows you have a clear passion for what you're making. And yeah, I just think you're a great artist.
Thanks. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. With the old music, for me, it's just like when you first start like making and releasing music, um, like looking back on it now, you realize like it's not really about the physical like product that you put out. It's not about the actual like waveform of the song. It's just about your idea, it's just about what you thought about making and how you like put it into practice. And it's like, yeah, like obviously my old music I made when I was 16, 17 is not going to be as good as the music I make now. But that doesn't mean that back then I didn't have ideas and I didn't have things that I wanted to do that I accomplished. And it's like everything's just going to be a step up for me because I'm always improving. So it's no reason to like look back on it in a hateful way, because that's not my music now. So why would I care if it's worse than the music I make now?
Yeah. I think you might know who this is, but not speaking it specifically. I think that big artists or semi big may seem to completely disregard their past. Where they came from.
Yeah.
Um, and to me, I never really got that right. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because sure you're getting all this love now for your new music, but it's like if people are still in love with your old music, you should like at least try to show love for it back. But there's some artists that completely try to disregard their old music, say it's trash, and move on. Which I mean, fair enough. I can't control what other artists do, but it's like not even like trying to acknowledge that past, instead just putting it up on a shelf where only a little amount of people compared to your new fans will find it, and just completely like erasing that part of your art. I just
Yeah.
I just never really got that, which I wanted to know your
Yeah.
thoughts on artists who like do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's two sides to it. The first side is that it's their art, they're allowed to have an opinion on it, and they're at the end of the day, they are allowed to like choose what they do with it. You don't want an old song up because you think it sucks, you can take it down. I don't have an issue with that because it's you made it and you put it out, so it's your property, and you get to decide how you want your artistry to be. But on the other side, it's like you were saying, right? Like you're getting you're getting a bunch of love and popularity and praise for your music now, but you got to think about like how did you get there? You know what I mean? You didn't just wake up one day and you were a popular artist that made awesome music. It's all a process. And for me, it's just like I'd rather have that process documented and have people see how I got from where I started to where I am now, than have them just have to start in the middle of everything and have no context as to what I used to make before or
Yeah,
anything like that.
but yeah, for me, it's I never really understood that, especially since um I started making music like in 2022. Like I would always like just completely like make fun of my own music, mostly because I was embarrassed to like put it out, but like,
Yeah.
and I was just scared of like receiving like criticism. But like as I have grown and meeting you and meeting different artists, I've like grown to just like even if I make a bad song now, it's more so just like, all right, what can I do to improve? Like that's what I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to. I'm not looking forward to just like completely just being sad about a song being bad. It's more so just like, all right, what can I do next? Like what can I do to improve, or can I go back on that same song and, work on it to make it better? But yeah, as like a very new artist, you've been in the game longer than I have. Um it's just it's just so crazy to like put out your first song. And how was that for you?
Um, it was kind of it was just kind of surreal for me because my whole like I wanted to make music since I was like 11, 12 years old, and I just didn't have the technology or the ability or money or anything to like really make it good. And like it was just crazy because it's like the second I knew that I was actually gonna put like music on Spotify and people were gonna hear it, it just didn't really feel real because it's like I've been making all this music for years that no one's ever gonna hear, and now everyone's gonna hear it for the rest of my life, and that's crazy. But it was it was really awesome. I had a really positive experience putting my first stuff out. I think a lot of people go through a phase where they suck and people let them know that and they're putting stuff out and everyone's like, "Dude, you suck." And that's probably really hard. Luckily for me, I didn't really have to go through that. The first
Yeah.
stuff I put out, everyone just told me it was awesome. So that was probably a positive starting point for me. But yeah, it was just kind of crazy because it's like you went from making like 1,000 songs that you're only gonna hear, and then you make two, and everyone's gonna hear them and comment on them, and it's just kind of like a big switch up.
Yeah. I I want to ask you this, but it's like back when, you were starting in music, did you feel like, cuz this happened for me, but it's like I felt like I made more music than I do now as a person who releases music. I felt like I like did a lot more, even though I didn't really grow, but I made more music, but I just never released it. I don't know if you like have gone through that, or you know.
Um, I think there's points. I think I definitely made more music when I was first starting than I did in like the middle of like the last couple years. But I think for me, I'm always just whenever I've been at a point in my life where I have time to be creative, I'm constantly just making stuff. I probably have like 1,000 songs that are just horrible 30-second long things that I made that are never gonna see the light of day. But it's just like for me, that's just kind of like a hobby and just something I'm used to doing every day. So I probably make more music now, to be honest. But I do see your point because there are definitely times where I was like not making anything at all.
Yeah. Um but yeah, it's like just thinking about like, where I started from in terms of making music. I'm just kind of shocked. Like I don't know if you've ever just like gone back, listen to your first like unreleased or released songs, and then
Yeah.
listen to like your new stuff, and not to say oh it's bad or something, but more so just to see like the evolution of your sound, your voice, like every little minute detail, like the little differences. Like I always go back like a couple like every like 3 months or so. I'm just like wow, like I used to be such a squeaker. like um but yeah, I don't know if you do that because I do that like quite frequently.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do, when I'm gonna put a new project out or when I'm working on a new project, sometimes there'll be points where I'm like, dude, like, when you work on something so much that it doesn't even sound like music anymore because you've just constantly been replaying it and just mixing it, and it just sounds like this blob of like noise.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I'm at that point, what I'll do is I have my band lab that I've had since I was like 13. It has all of my songs that I ever made, and I'll just scroll all the way to the bottom and I'll just click some song, and it's just the most dog water garbage 13-year-old YouTube type beat song you've ever heard. And I'll just like listen to a bunch of them, and then I'll just kind of like shock myself and I'll go back to the album I'm working on and listen to it and I'm like, "Oh, I go, bro, this is insane. This sounds crazy," because I got my ears used to how I used to sound, and that's what really like gives me more confidence to keep going.
Yeah. Now I moving on from, this little adventure from the past we've gone on. It's it's time to talk about that crazy music video that you just released a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
So, um comparing it to BRB and the unreleased Untethered video, which you can go see the Untethered music video if you watch the interview because I just spammed it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like the only way you're gonna see that, and it's like a demo, isn't it? Or like,
yeah. It's
yeah,
not. There's probably like it's probably 20% done.
yeah, yeah. So it's not even like the full version; it's a demo of it. So, um, this music video was shot like very differently. The effects weren't as crazy.
Yeah.
It honestly reminded me of, this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but of Clouded Up. Like you're wearing a hat, you're you're flexing on them, you're dissing on them, you're you're just you're just aura farming, bro. Like,
Yeah. What can I say?
but where was that filmed? I imagine Salt Lake City, or I don't know. You were in,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so I looked online one time and I was looking for studios to book and I booked one and I figured it'd be like a normal studio where it's like in a fucking building. But when I went there, it's just this fucking black shack in the middle of this parking lot. And it's just this tiny little like box thing. And I was like, dude, this is dope. So I go there a lot, but I brought me and a couple homies there and we filmed it there, which was pretty fun.
yeah. Um, but I really like that this music video was just kind of like was just so fun to watch. Like, I was like in class, I could barely even tell what was happening. My phone was moving at like 140p because it was using the Twitter rendition of it. So I was like, I don't even know what's going on, but it's fire. Like, I saw you do the layup, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna go crazy.
Yeah. I had to show
Um,
the basketball skills.
yeah, just in case you ever run into a man with a fleecy flower.
Yeah.
So I now we're talking about Felicia. We got to talk about what's the beef. What's been cooking with you guys?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to someone else about this earlier. I don't really know. Like, I kind of thought about it. Like, I was like, I had no reason to diss this guy. He never did anything mean to me. He's just a normal ass guy, and I don't like his music, and I think he's annoying. So I just fucking shitted on him. But I guess that's it. I don't know. I don't know if it's even beef. I don't know. I was just feeling angry that day.
Yeah, I remember you had sent me like lyrics to this song like 2 months ago now. This song is pretty old, and I think we were talking about something, and you were just like, you showed me, and I was like, what happened, bro? I don't know what's going on with you guys. And then you were just like, I think you were telling me like, fuck him, he just makes shitty music. And I was like, oh, okay, wow. But yeah, man, it was kind of crazy because I do love the diss. I was like making a bunch of faces, and people around me were just like, bro, what are you doing? And I was like,
Yeah.
bro, it's just too fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very few opportunities where I get to like make a fucking like diss bar because I'm always writing about the darkness that consumes humanity or whatever the fuck. So it's like, might as well put one out.
Yeah. Um, it's like, I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. Like, I low key, when you sent me like that diss or like that little lyrics, I thought you were just like trolling, bro. I thought this was like I thought this was like a bit or something. You're gonna say, "Oh, I'm never releasing that" or something, and then and then "Don't Trip" came out. Which, by the way, my 15 seconds. Why did they get removed? Horrible, horrible decision by your PR team.
Yeah,
It should have been there.
I maybe should have had you do a video for it or something because I didn't have anything to put there. So I was like, okay, they're gonna cut it out anyway. I might as well just cut it.
Yeah. I would have flown to Utah to be in that video, man. Um, but yeah, it's it's kind of crazy because I was like, I was thinking the other day of like, of just like, of Quad Twit, and I was just like, who are some like people. And then I was like, you know what, man, I haven't heard from Fleecy, bro. Like, I haven't like heard from that guy in like forever. Like, I think it's literally just been like almost 2 years since I've talked to him. And every time I hear about him, it's usually like, you guys are just making fun of him, bro. It's I'm just like, has he done anything actually horrible? Like, I don't know the guy, or I don't know if he's done anything because I don't speak to him at all, or like, am I ever trying to engage with him? Because I don't know him. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I swear like something recently happened with Fleecy where like someone was hating on him. And I was just like trying to figure out what it was, but then I gave up because I was like, oh man, I can't figure this out. And then Don't Trip came out, and I was like, oh, that's what happened. That's why my brain was kind of like thinking about something, and I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, the diss at Fleecy was really funny, and I hope he responds. I hope he responds.
Yeah.
I think that'll be great for the Kai iceberg. We got Shy Guy beef, and now we got
Yeah. The thing is, I don't even like. It's not like I don't like him or anything. I don't know anything about him, so it's gonna be hard. If he responds, I don't really know how to like beef with him because I don't have shit on him. It's not like he's a bad guy or anything. I don't know
yeah.
him.
Like, what's he gonna say about you? Oh yeah, Kai, you flip burgers at In and Out. You support Chelsea. Like, I don't know, man.
That's a flag.
Like, like, I don't know how you're gonna like. I don't even know how that like how like a diss track war would even like
Yeah,
happen.
I don't know. I don't know why I dissed him, but I had to keep it. The song's too good.
Yeah, I hope he goes in the GC. Is he even still in the GC? What if he is? He like responds
I don't
and because I know he leaves like every second. Like, no offense to you, Felicia, if you're watching this, but you like leave every 2 seconds. So I just got to make sure you're doing well, man. Like, getting dissed by Kai, like I would cry tears, not of joy, of sadness. Maybe I'll be honored, but that's it. um, but yeah, it's like pretty crazy just listening to Black Knights and then like listening to some of DTC because I I don't know, it's so weird because these new batch of songs, like, all of them could be like a contender for like my top 3 favorite Kai songs ever. And
Yeah, they're just
yeah,
fire.
yeah, like, I low key think for Black Knights it does go like, it's up, um When I'm Gone, and then it's like a tie between Low on Time, Yes No, BRB, Dead Guys. It's just like, it's just a tie. Well, I would exclude Black Knights from it because I think Black Knights is hard, but it's like the other ones just go stupid. Like, they just
Yeah,
go
all of them
dumb.
are fire.
Yeah. Like, Black Knights is pretty safe with the production. It's like it's sampling that Osama-san song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the other ones are just crazy. Like I said in the GC, I was like actually just screaming and shouting. Like, I was doing like a DJ Academics reacts to like Drake featuring on Astro World type spill.
That's the only way you can listen to it.
Yeah, I was just super hyped. I was like, because when you said like out now, I was like, what? What? It's out now? What? Like, I was not ready. And now I figured out that cryptic message you sent me. That
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna have a lot of time for the interview, trust me. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about?
I was like actually lost. I was like, dude, is this guy like becoming an omnipotent being as soon as like the song releases, just freezes time for this interview? Like, what are you even talking about, bro? But yeah, man, it's so crazy because I listened to your Discog during Thanksgiving break, like all of it, and I really wanted to make like a tier list you and I could go through for
Dude, that's fine.
for each of your songs, but we'll do that for the next project, 2025 or 2026, whenever like it releases. Like,
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
2030. I don't even know.
yeah. Cause that's the thing. You just released 2 albums. Like I wouldn't be disappointed if you just took like a year break from like
Yeah. Well,
from
I always
releasing.
think I'm gonna go on some like insane 2 year break and just make like the greatest thing ever, but then I always just come back with like 3 months with another album. So that'll
Yeah,
probably happen again, but I don't know.
because I feel like I said, it's like when I'm gone is low key like a perfect song to end off the Kai alias, or even releasing music in general. Because it really does feel like a
Yeah,
goodbye
maybe you're
song.
right. Maybe I'm retiring right now.
Yeah,
Now that you say that.
it's like it like I feel like it blends in that new sound you're making, and it blends in the old Kai with some of the mixing. Um, which by the way, I don't like mixing. Never really gets talked about for like how people make their music. It's usually about the production or like the beats. But the
Yeah.
mixing, like the engineering on Black Knights, fantastic. Like
Thank you.
it's great. As someone who loves like engineering music and or engineering vocals and mixing, it's always nice to hear like really great mixing that sounds really good. Like I can hear all the effects and what they're doing, and it's really nice. I love hearing it. I think the Bit Crush obviously has improved. No longer using that BandLab Bit Crush. But yeah, it's really nice. It's crazy
Thank you.
because I feel like each of these songs could like be on another certain like artist's album. Like it's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Black Knights could be like a Code Visions like rip, or like
Yeah.
It's Up.
That one I feel like could be on like fucking Osama Sun or fucking Netspend or some
Yeah,
shit.
or what is it? It's like It's Up could be like a Cardi song or some other
Yeah.
artist. Like it could, and I like that a lot because it just like it's all like each song, because like you said, like you're making different voices, you're switching up each time. No song really sounds the same at all, and it's very refreshing, and it just completely builds up the hype for the next one, because you're just like, all right, so that's what that one sounds like. What's the next one sounding like? What's
Yeah, yeah.
like when I'm gone, I was not expecting that. I was low key expecting like another like In the Mirror Part 2. Like I was like, all right,
Um,
bro, I'm ready, I'm ready. But no, it was completely different, and yeah, I think this album really does that well.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was listening to it with just barely I was listening to it with Toxie and Aura and Hamza, and they have fucking cameras on, and I could like see their reaction to like each song. It was really funny because each song like sounds so different from each other, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?"
yeah. Well, I'm running low on questions, so it's time we answer these fan questions. My favorite
Uh-huh.
segment of the show.
Let's go.
Our favorite segment. So, first question is Skibbity or Sigma?
Um, I gotta go Skibbity, not gonna lie. Sigma could be used for some bad stuff, Sigma male mentality, Andrew Tate sort of shit, but Skibbity's pretty fire. Usually when something's Skibbity, it's unique. So I'd go with that one.
Yeah. Um all right. So, talking about Skibbity, you did say you were buying me the Skibbity Fortnite skin that drops tomorrow. I am expecting it soon. You
Yeah, well, you said you better buy me the Skibbity toilet, and I was like, what? How do you buy a Skibbity toilet? But I was like, okay, I'll buy that for you, trust.
with the money you make off of Black Knights, I expect my Skibbity toilet skin. It's
Yeah, well, the fucking the Bandcamp thing is like $8. A couple people have bought it, so I can use that for like 1,000 V-bucks, and then I can buy the skin. So
yeah.
it'll work out.
Dope. Um so oh my god. Okay. Second question is, I apologize. How big is it?
How big is what? My new
The-
release?
yeah.
My new release, it's pretty big, due to the singles. I checked Spotify for artists. It's already about like 4.5K streams. So, you ask me how big is it? It's doing well. It's doing all right.
Okay. Um Is 3 inches enough?
Yeah. I mean, to each their own. I bet it's enough for somebody, so I can't be hated.
Yeah. Just want to say you should never feel ashamed of your own body. Always love yourself. We here
Exactly.
at Wizwuar support loving each other because that's what you should do. We
Facts.
all must have compassion for each other. Um, so what 3 people, dead or alive, would you want to have a conversation with?
Oh shoot, that's crazy. Um, I gotta think about this for a sec. Top 3 people I'd want to talk to. That's insane.
Yeah.
Um, First one. I'm gonna start off with a musician. That one's definitely gonna be Kendrick Lamar. I
Okay.
think, yeah, he doesn't do a lot of like interviews and shit, but he always has some. When he does, he always has some knowledge to spill, and I think that would be a good combo. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Maybe like a. Not gonna lie, maybe number 2 would probably be like a politician in power. Like maybe, Trump just got elected. I'd probably go with him. And the
Mm,
reason I would do that is because, if I'm guaranteed a full conversation with this guy and he's listening to me, I can probably like convince him to make some policy changes that will impact the lives of Americans positively, which would be good.
yeah.
Um, Third, I'd probably have to pick a dead person. It's dead or alive. There's a lot of cool dead people. Um, Let me think. Who's cool? Um, Dude, maybe like a Basquiat or something, like a
Mm,
visual artist. I would like to get their input, and we could talk about, different various media forms and how they translate. I'd probably get a lot of knowledge about how to make art from someone like him.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, very good answers. But where was Wiz? Where was Will? Where was CL? It's like you had 3 people. You could have brought back the gang all back together. But all right,
You're right, yeah.
I'm trolling. Um, okay, all time and current favorite United player.
Oh shoot. All time?
Yep.
Uh, there's so many good players, bro. David Beckham. I don't know
Uh,
if he's my top all time though, but he's super dope. Actually, I think my top all time for United is probably Pogba. I got to see him play
Pogba.
live, which
Yeah.
was super
Yeah, that's
dope. He's like
right. 9-year-old Kai,
one of my
right?
favorite players. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably my all time. He's technically current, but he's like injured, so I'll probably pick another one. But I'd definitely say Kabi Mainu. I actually don't know how to
Mm,
pronounce the name, but he's super dope. He's a dope midfielder, and he has a very bright future. He's probably my favorite on the team right now that gets some minutes.
okay. All right. Unrelated question, but what is your worst song?
What?
What is your worst song? There's only one right answer,
Oh,
Kai, and you know what it is.
on streaming?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me look. I gotta make sure I don't gloss over anything. Let me look at all my songs.
Yeah.
Did features count?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm just going this playlist with all my stuff. Um, my worst song has got to be "Butterfly Effect" by Lil Figurative. That one's got to be the worst. I do
um,
like my verse on that one. It's pretty funny, but
yeah.
like I don't all these that I'm looking at, it's definitely got to be the worst. Shout out to Little Figurative though. It's still a good song. That's definitely my worst one on streaming.
Yeah. Off streaming. You know what it is, Kai. Don't even lie. You know what it is. You like
Off
deleted it
streaming,
like 5 minutes after.
off streaming, like any song I've ever made,
Yeah.
ever. My worst one. Well, probably just some random ass one, but let me look like I'll
But
still go released.
yeah.
Do something that other people have heard. Look like my fucking SoundCloud or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the song
Um,
I'm talking about was on SoundCloud for like 5 minutes until I told you it
oh, I know. I
was.
actually don't. I actually don't think that's my worst one though. I
What?
think
There is no way you don't think that's your worst, Kai.
uh,
That
I'm
was like
looking at.
that was like prime me glazing you, like, and I was like, oh
It's
nah.
just not like it's not even really my song. Like
Yeah.
it's like a random ass fucking remix. What about Fog of War remix featuring Crypt, Quadeca, Hove, and Lupe Fiasco.
What? What?
That's gonna be my first one. I'm looking at it right now.
What is that? What is that?
Have you not heard it? I'll
No.
send it to you. Far Before remix featuring Crypt, Quadeca, Hove, and Lupe Fiasco. That's my worst ever.
Oh wow. That must be peak. Where is that like public?
It's on my SoundCloud. I'm looking at it right now.
There's no way you released. No, it's not on there. You didn't release it. Did you?
It is. I'm
Wait,
looking at
hold
it.
up, hold up. There's no
It's got
way.
the cover art, just this picture of Crypt. I'll put it in the Discord chat. Hold on.
Yeah, it's not on your tracks, bro.
This gotta be my worst song, bro. Look at the cover art.
What is this? What is this? What is this? All right, I'm gonna play for the stream.
This nigga when I was shaking serious, you got hemophilia, who knew? But no surprise there, cause another secret. Just like all the guys that you told me you ain't sleep with now.
Dude, what in the crank is this, bro? What is this AI generated crypt, bro?
No, it's not AI. I think I like took it a cappella from one of his songs or something. I don't even know.
Dude, we're not real, bro.
That's my worst song.
Yeah, it definitely is by a mile. By it. Wow. Awesome. I thought it was gonna be like that crypt AI you got to like do fog of war, and it sounded like Toxie.
That wasn't AI. Did you know that?
What?
Oh no, the one that sounded like Toxie. Yeah, that was. I thought you meant the one where it's like.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Would you ever compile your early work into an archival compilation type album?
So what does that entail? Like my early work, like Radio Silence, or like the stuff before that, or what?
Yeah, I would imagine it would be like I guess like all right, let's do both, right? If like your old really unreleased stuff or like even the stuff like what was it that EP you made when you were like 14? Like would you ever compile that and like a few other songs that were around that or around the same time or even a couple like a year later? Would you ever compile that into just like one little like compilation type album?
Hell no. Hell no. Those are horrible. They should never see the light of day. to
They're
anyone
not that
doesn't-
bad. Like I tried looking for them, but I don't remember them being like
Yeah, but imagine I put out
horrible.
a new album. I put out a new album on streaming services. You're like, oh shit, and it's called like Kai Archive, and you click play, and it's like that. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why did you drop this?
Because the thing
So
is,
no, I would not.
yeah. All right. What about like let's say we're it's like a year later you dropped a new album. Would you ever consider putting on like how you did with Radio Silence 2, like all your SoundCloud like Radio Silence type songs and Look Away into like a compilation type album or not?
That's a good question. It's just like I didn't put them on streaming in the first place for a reason because I don't think they're as good as the stuff I do put on streaming. But I guess it just depend because if I'm putting out a compilation album, it's probably because people want to hear the songs. So maybe if there's like a couple that I put on SoundCloud or that I like did a snippet of or whatever that people like wanted that I hadn't released yet, then maybe I would do it. But it wouldn't be like I don't know. I wouldn't just do it just to do it. It had to be like some demand for it, I guess.
Yeah. That's good. This is unrelated as no one asked this, but I'm asking. All right. When are we gonna get Radio Silence 3? We got the second one. We need to finish off the trilogy. When will we be hearing this beautiful song? Or when you just do a whole like live version of each song on Radio Silence 2, just to
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say, first of all, you got When I'm Gone. That shit is fucking literally Radio Silence with DTC drums.
Yeah.
So that could be Radio Silence 3. But the other thing is, when I start doing performances, I'm definitely gonna perform some Radio Silence stuff. So that could count as Radio Silence 3, I guess.
Yeah, we need you to come and do an opening for like a big artist or like a pretty small artist in San Francisco or in San Jose. We
Yeah,
need that.
that'd be super dope. Any artist looking for an opener, hit me up because I'm super down.
Yeah, I feel like it would work if it's like how would that work? Like we're getting off topic, and I really want to ask this. Like, I should have asked this in the beginning, but it's like if you were to open for an artist, like what artist, what type of genre, like what like the artist, like what type of genre do you think you would open for?
Uh, I don't know. I guess it's just I put out 2 albums in the last 6 months that are like different fucking genres, so I don't really know. I think the thing that would make the most sense is either just like an underground rapper, and I would just play the black shit and get everyone hyped, or I guess like a fucking like electronic like producer, and I could play like the DTC stuff, maybe some Low on Time, stuff like that. That would work out well, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. For Low on Time, where it has a feature, do you think that for the live performance you would think about like changing the song or altering a bit of it for a solo performance, or would you just continue just with
Um,
with the with Lucy Lamb just going crazy, but instead it's like with microphones or no, not speakers, just going dumb?
yeah, I've always thought about that because I used like a lot of my songs before had a lot of features on them. But I mixed the songs with the features, and when you're mixing, you gotta replay that shit like a million times. And so pretty much every feature that I have the verse like memorized. So I'd probably just keep performing and just have it play and just like sing along to it,
Yeah.
do whatever because it's like I already know like why would I change the song? First of all, the feature's there for a reason and I know it, so I might as well just like sing it. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I'm asking this mostly because I'm gonna go see Blade up in San Francisco. Um, but I think I forgot what song it was, but it featured Young Lean. It was obviously on Code Vision, so it was a Code Vision store. I think it was Fun Fact,
Uh,
and he just like Young Lean wasn't there, but I think he literally just played the beat even without Young Lean like there, and he just went crazy. Like he was just dancing. It
That's
was
fire.
and it was really awesome. Like Young Lee wasn't even there. Like he like there was no one rapping. Like not even like not even like Young Lean. Like it was literally just the beat, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah. Um, now we're going back into the fan questions. It's top three Blade songs.
Ooh. I've been listening to a lot of Blade recently, and so it might have changed from before. So let me look at all of them, and I'll give you a good answer. Right now, my favorite one of all time. Actually, I have a couple of all time. Uh, I don't know. I'll just say this one. From Cold Vision's fucking flexing and finessing. That
Oh
one is
yeah.
so fire. That's like, oh, that's so good. For the older ones, I'll do like the older songs. Um, I really like top three so hard, dude. Um, I really like Red Light Moments intro of Working on Dying. That one's fucking
Yeah.
sick. Um, and I've been listening to Ice Dancer a lot lately, and my favorite one on there is fucking Close. Close is so fire. I don't see anyone ever talk about it, but it's so good. I love that one. So that's probably my top three right now. I don't know if that's an objective ranking, but that's what I got.
Yeah. Um. So top three cemetery songs.
Oh shoot. That one's harder. Um, let me see.
You think so?
Um,
Because I feel
I mean,
Cemetery's discog is like smaller than Blades by like a lot, so I feel like that should be
yeah, and I mean, I definitely listen to a lot more Blade than I do Cemetery, so I'm more well educated. But first of all, for Cemetery, you got to go with the classic Funeral from
Oh
fucking Rainbow
yeah,
Bridge 2.
the
That
funeral
one's
is
just
what
iconic.
got me into Cemetery, dude. I didn't. I
That
thought
one's fucking
yeah,
sick.
dude. I didn't hear Cemetery up until like summer, and I thought Cemetery was so buns. I was like, bro, why do people listen to this, bro? Like this guy's so trash. And then I heard like Funeral like randomly. It was like on a TikTok. It was playing, and I heard Ghost Mountain's verse, and I was like, "Yo, who is this? He's like really good." And then I was just like, I listened to Rainbow Bridge too, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." And then I listened to the Rainbow Bridge series, and I listened to like Screaming Forest, and yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this guy's pretty crazy. And it was when I was using Tidal, so so that's pretty fun. But yeah, man, it's what's your top 3 songs? So it's
Oh
Funeral.
yeah, so we got Funeral. The next two might be a little controversial. I know a lot of people. I think like his older stuff, like in general, like the full albums are probably better. But there's a couple recent ones that I really like. Fucking Wendigo
Oh yeah,
from
Wendigo. Yeah, Wendigo's
Bloody Angels. Wendigo is fucking it's so good.
yeah.
That's probably number two. And I really like the new one he has with Ghost Mountain, fucking Dark
Dark Harvest.
Harvest.
Yeah,
That beat is insane. That's like that might end up being up there as number one if I keep listening to it. That one's
yeah,
fucking crazy. So that's probably my top three.
yeah. At first listen, I thought it was like 100 Acre Wrist, but it's nothing like 100 Acre Wrist. Like on
Yeah,
re-listen,
yeah.
I was like, what was I even saying, bro? Like, there's a reason Will aired me
Because
from
Ghost
that
Mountain's
message.
been gone for so long, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I like it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but it's like I didn't listen to 100 Acre Wrist up until like a couple weeks before Dark Harvest dropped. But it's like I always knew that Ghost Mountain was my favorite. Like,
How? Yeah, I
cause
haven't heard his album.
it's like I listened to like the whole Rainbow Bridge series, and like by far he was
Oh
always
yeah,
like,
he does have a lot of features. Yeah.
yeah, by far he was always like my favorite. Like when he was on it, like for me, number one Sam song, or like I guess top three would probably have all features from, or like at least have a feature from Ghost Mountain. I think it low key goes Funeral, Toolbox, and probably I say nah, not all. Haunted Mount Reapers goes crazy.
Oh yeah, that was fire.
But yeah, it's more so just like for me, his writing has always been like the best. Like, and it makes sense why he was also like why sometimes he wrote songs for Cemetery, because his writing was like, or his writing now is still like so crazy. Like he's really like the goat. Like when it comes to that. But yeah, I always knew he's gonna be my favorite even before like listening to Gravehouse or 100 Acre Wrist, and yeah,
Yeah,
he
so.
is now even like listening to those albums. So, when when are you gonna make a letterbox, buddy?
Oh shit. I don't. I feel like I just look like a fucking idiot if I made a letterbox. I'm not educated in the film world, and I would just look like some dumbass. I'd like some movie. I think it's super awesome. I'd give it 5 stars, and then everyone would fucking hate it and be like, "Why the fuck do you like that?" So probably never. I'd feel bad about myself.
Nah, you should try. It's fun. I've been on Letterbox for a couple times now, and I always go whenever I watch like a film I like. Um, but yeah, we need that. Okay, so really, like this is one of like the most important questions. Is
Okay.
Yeezy Powers or Drake?
Oh shit. Well, one of them likes children and the other one doesn't. So
Yeah.
you tell me. I think Easy Powers is on top. He
Yeah.
also made a Ronald Reagan diss track, which is like the best song ever. So I'd definitely go with him.
Yeah, Yeezy Powers, go. We love you. We love you, Yeezy Powers. Um, is a full collab album with Fanon ever like coming?
No, I do. Dude, I've fucking. I'm gonna look at my computer right now, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how many beats I have. I think I have like 400 or something. Let me look. I have I have fucking 448 August Fannin beats. So I do have a lot of them, but it's a lot of money to get them all cleared because it's like 300 each. So I'd have to be rich as hell.
Yeah,
But so that's a full album's probably never coming. We could get another song maybe, but I don't know.
yeah. I thought you were gonna say an EP, but even that would be like in the thousands, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
um, Man, I really like it. It dissolves in the brain rot after these two questions. All right, thoughts on Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars is fire. One of the best pop stars of the 2010s. A lot of banger tracks. Really good artist.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I feel in terms of like, really like mainstream pop artist, he's pretty good. Like I like him. So next question: Roblox or Fortnite? All time, all time.
I definitely go Fortnite. I mean, Roblox has a lot of different like iconic games where it's like, oh shit, this is like my childhood. But Fortnite itself is the game, like fucking Fortnite Battle Royale. That's like the most legendary game in the history of video gaming. I'd definitely go Fortnite all time.
Yeah. Speaking about Fortnite, I still need my Skibidi toilet skin. Um. So, oh man. Okay, well, this question was the first question asked on the previous interview we did. So I don't know if you looked back on it,
Yeah.
but the first fan question asked was, "Is it pink?" And they're still asking.
They really want to know.
Yeah, and you said no
Well, why,
comment.
why don't you come find out? Why don't you come find out? How about that?
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, moving on. Um. All right. Who are your top connections when it comes to artists slash producers?
That's a good question.
Yeah, very good.
Um, Let me think about that because I want to give a good answer. Are we talk so top connections, is it like who I work with the most, or is it like the coolest person that I can like contact about music?
I think top connections is like a person who is most like tapped in with like other like artists or like
Okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like famous, I guess, who has the
Yeah,
most
yeah, yeah.
clout, I
So
guess.
then yeah, well, we definitely got Fannin up there, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's definitely got me number one. That's insane that we have shit together. Um I'd say I don't know if you remember this, Maya, the creative director of Dead Air who did the Bones
Right.
track
Yeah.
list art.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one's a cool one to have. Um and let's see, um third. Oh, fucking not a lot of people know this, but fucking Lil Rosie has listened to my shit a lot. Um he DMs me a couple times about music, so that's probably the third one.
Yeah.
And also, I really like all his Sugar Cherry albums. Those are like some of my favorite albums ever. So that was
Yeah.
just like a personal one for me. It's super dope.
Yeah. But yeah, check out Sugar Cherry. I listened to a couple songs on it, like the first 5 songs. I was like, it's pretty good. Never finished it because it was like, was a year ago. I was still in like that. My brain was like
Yeah.
not good. Um, but yeah. After that question, it's thoughts on Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire. He caught a lot of slack. He's definitely an inconsistent player. He
Yeah.
makes a lot of errors, there's a lot of fail comps. But I think he's actually like he's a quality center back. He's fucking the starter on the national team. I also saw him play live, and just watching him play is just this big ass fucking brick wall in the middle of the fence. He's hard to get past.
Yeah.
And he's also really good on FIFA. If you have Harry Maguire on your team on FIFA, they're not scoring on you, bro. So actually I like him. He's a meme, but I like him.
Yeah. Dude, what is it like 2022 when it was like prime speed glazing Ronaldo? Like the little clips I would see, it would be like I don't know if you ever seen this clip, but it was like footballers with with diseases, and then it was like actual football with like I think cancer, and then after it was like Ronaldo with Maguire. No, you like Speed said it like Maguire. What is that? Is he okay? But yeah, fuck Ronaldo. That guy is a fucking weirdo. Hate him. But yeah, um, my brother asked this question. Shout out my goat Jaden. Um, who's the best rapper in your opinion?
Say that one more time. You lagged.
Oh, sorry. Shout out my brother, but who is like the best rapper in your opinion?
The best rapper ever.
Yeah.
Um, that's a very difficult question. My entire like, I have probably a top 300, but damn, my my fit the best rapper ever. I'd say it's a really difficult tie between Kendrick and Earl Sweatshirt for me. I think both of them,
Yeah.
the way they fucking do their craft. Every time I listen to a new thing from either of them, I'm completely blown away, and it's just crazy. So it's definitely one of the two. I don't think I could ever pick one of them. So
Yeah.
that's my answer.
Yeah, it's probably the same for me. I think yeah. Well, that is very hard. Like picking out like who is the best rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think my favorite rapper is probably Cardi, but you could not like there's zero world where you could say Cardi's a better rapper than Kendrick, even though I listen to him more probably, but it's just like I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right. So, speaking about Cardi, I finally re-listened to a whole lot of Red, and I love it.
Yeah,
Guys,
it's the best album ever.
the whole lot of Red effect happened. It's pretty good. It's yeah. Is it better than a Great Chaos? Probably. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It is. Yeah, it is. Um, I feel like now listening to both, it's like a Great Chaos is like it's kind of badly mixed. Like
It's still good, but it's just like a Great Chaos is Whole Lotta Red's son. Like it can't be better than Whole Lotta Red because if Whole Lotta Red wasn't there, there would be no Great
yeah,
Chaos.
yeah, it's like a whole lot of Red. Of like without a whole lot of Red, like who would really be at the top in terms of like being a trap artist? Like I don't.
Not any of the people that
Yeah,
associate with Playboy Cardi right now.
yeah, yeah. It's like who would be the like the top three like new gens, right? Because right now it's obviously like Yeet, Ken, and I don't know who else would
Yeah.
be on that. Like
Even like the new shit, like
yeah,
fucking Netspend wouldn't be here without
yeah.
fucking Polaroid.
Netspin
So
would
it's like
not be here, but like maybe because you know Netspin's a huge fan of Cemetery. Maybe like Net would have like made like Cemetery type music.
that'd be insane. I'd be there for that.
Yeah, like what is it that dream you had where Net's album was like
Oh, dude. Yeah. Let me tell this fucking story. Fucking I had like a whole vivid like 8-hour dream where I like went about my whole day, and then Netspend surprise dropped his album, and I listened to the album in my dream, and I was like, this is the greatest album ever made. Like I heard the music. It was an insane experience, but he dropped that album in real life and it didn't sound like it did in my dream, so I'm kind of disappointed.
yeah. It was I didn't like it. I don't know about you. I gave up on like 5 songs in. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I
Yeah,
don't
I listened to it, but it's like I don't know. I was expecting something different. There's still a
yeah.
couple good ones, but
Think
I
about it.
don't know.
Surprise drop. Like we might be getting that album you thought about like a couple like years down the line, you know?
Maybe it was a crazy vision. It's like net spending like 5 years. I don't
Yeah.
know.
He like I don't know, man, like was it like in that dream, do you remember if that like had any features or was it just like a Netspend solo album?
The one I remember really vividly is there was this like Brazil. It was like a Brazilian funk rage song with an Ian feature, and it was like Ian was like going off. I was like, what the hell is going on? I don't even like Ian, but this is the best song ever. And
Yeah.
he had like bars, and it was like I don't know how you make up music in your head and dream about it, but it happened and it was crazy.
Yeah. Maybe this is like your version of Cold Visions, bro. It's like you're actually just having
Yeah,
cold
maybe
visions.
I have to make the album.
Yeah. It's like maybe like how Blade like thought about cold visions. He was sleeping one night and had like think about his day and then like he just heard somebody like some artist make cold visions and like they never released it and he was like it's time. He got
Could be.
filthy. He got filthy up from the bed. He got everyone up from the bed just to cook up the greatest album ever made. But yeah, after best rapper, it's on thoughts on Rashford potentially leaving. And like I'm gonna further this question. Like potentially, what club do you think he would join? Do you think he would stay in the Prem or do you think he would go to a different league?
Yeah, well, thoughts on it? Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
United legend, one of the only players that we kept around, like from our academy, and like he actually made it to the starting 11 and played really well. It's stupid. I think it's stupid that they're selling him. But where could he go? It's just a weird one for me because it's like I'm trying to think of teams he would really fit on, and it's like I don't know. None of the big clubs like come to mind. None of the Real Madrid, none of the Liverpool, like none of like those big clubs. Really, I feel like I don't feel like he'd fit on any of them. I feel like it it had to be like one of the smaller ones that still has a lot of money, like maybe like a Newcastle or like one
Mm,
of the fucking Saudi teams or some shit. Or maybe I don't know, maybe like a German team, but I don't know. It's just weird because it's just like I've seen him play for United so long. I can't even think of another team he would even join. So I don't know.
yeah. We'll ask this question, and I think I was like join like Barcelona, like Barca or something. But
Yeah.
but yeah, how would you feel if he ends up like joining Barca or something? Like,
I don't know. I'd just be sad that he left in the first place. I don't honestly really care who he goes to unless it's like City or something. That'd be abysmal. But
dude,
it sucks that
him
he's
going
leaving. I
to
don't know.
City would actually like be horrible. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
cause
I'm mad I even just said that.
yeah, like, cause like City right now is doing awful. What are they like 11? Like 111? Like, yeah, it's fried. Okay, but now we have another important question. Favorite Skibbity Toilet episode? Oh, hello?
Hello. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I figured you were like thinking about what you were saying, but it was like 2 minutes long, so I was like,
Oh.
never mind. He's probably muted. Okay.
So what's your favorite Skibbity Toilet episode?
I don't know that. I've never watched the full show. I don't know the episodes.
Oh. I think my favorite was probably like episode 13. I think that's the episode where like you see more of the revolution. Um,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe I gotta tap in.
Yeah, you too. It's actually not horrible. It's like it's actually not that bad. It's just like it's literally just brain rot. And I think my brain has become so like desensitized to it, I just don't care anymore. Like but yeah.
Yeah.
Is Black Knight's brat?
Um, I I wouldn't say so. I don't think it fits the category. I don't know.
I low key
I'm
think
not.
low on
I don't know.
time is pretty brat.
I could see that, but it's
Yeah.
because it's the only one with the fucking woman on it, so that
Yeah,
would make sense.
very much so.
But I don't know. It doesn't give me Brad vibes. I don't know.
Um, but yeah, do you like Brat? What do you think of Brat?
I think it's pretty good. I think I always thought Charlie's older work was a bit like is a bit OD. You know, it's like trying so hard to like be fucking experimental, and it's just like fucking splice loops. I think Brat's actually a pretty good creative branch off of what she was doing. I think the marketing for it was cool too. I think people that are like dick riding it are pretty annoying, but as an album itself, it's pretty solid. I think.
Yeah, I haven't tapped in, and like now we're like already like six
You're
months
late. You're
after.
late, dog.
Yeah, it's like we're 6 months
Grass
after.
summer just ended.
Yeah, I'm like, there's not even a point in listening to it anymore. Like I'm already like 6 months like late, bro. There's no point. I'll listen to it someday, like I did a whole lot of Red, but not anytime soon. So Lego Fortnite or Minecraft?
Definitely Minecraft. I mean, it's like the whole lot of red argument again. What Lego Fortnite, its whole structure would not exist without Minecraft, and Minecraft's just better, more versatile. You can mod it and shit. I haven't played either of them that much, but I'd definitely go Minecraft.
That's good. Yeah, I'll probably go the same, mostly because I haven't played Lego Fortnite at all. I stopped playing once they added it.
I played
Um,
it the first day it came out because I thought it was gonna be like fucking battle royale, but you were like Lego and you like built. I was like, that's gotta be peak, but
oh,
it's
dude, that would be so
interesting.
sick.
It's interesting, but it's not. I don't know.
It's not Brat.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. Saka or Palmer?
Um, Currently, I'd probably go Palmer. I think he's in better form. Saka might have had like the better peak, but I think all around player, I'd probably go Palmer.
Yeah, like even as an Arsenal fan, I do have to keep the red and
Yeah,
white a bit low, and I would have to say Palmer right now, and that's mostly because like he's going crazy right now. Like he's
yeah,
yeah
he's insane.
yeah. I feel like Saka's injury just cooked it when it was like I think it
Yeah,
was October. Yeah, he cooked it. He was going on a good streak, and now Arsenal is kind of bottling it.
as they tend to do.
Yeah, but like Liverpool is like way worse. They're bottling it. Like they were like 9 points ahead. Now it's like Arsenal and Chelsea are like really catching up now. Like, but yeah, my friend who's a United player, no, a United fan, said that they see Arsenal winning the Prem this year. That they see Arsenal finally taking it home, which
Mm,
which would be great. I think if we do take it home, it's gonna
I
it's
could see
yeah it could make my year.
it.
Um, for 2025. So what are your three best songs? Your objective best, like what you think is
Damn,
yeah.
damn. Um, Let me think. Um, it's just hard. I just feel like all my songs have like a different fucking. They do a different job, and it's just like hard. Like a objective top three is just crazy. Um, but I think I'd probably for sure throw Ambigast in there. I think it's super fire, and the fact it's like my biggest song. It's the most. It's like somehow, even though it's like a weird one, it ended up being really accessible, and like hella people that never listened to my music before really liked it, and that was just dope.
Yep.
That's definitely gonna be in the top three. If you're talking about top three, Kai. Um, let's think what else. Um, I think for me, I think BRB is like one of the best ones. I just like I think it's really well structured and the hook is super catchy and the little like switch up at the end with the fucking like crazy fucking drop is
Yeah.
just super fire. I really want to perform it live because it's like that part where everything drops out and then it slowly like builds back up. Just be insane. That one's probably top three. Um, Third. Um, I think third best song. Um, Maybe right now my favorite one from the new one is Dead Guys. I think
Oh
that
yeah.
one's just really fucking fun and it's really catchy and it's just like I go in like fucking five different voices just like constantly switching and it's hard. It's fun to listen to. I don't know if that will stay in my like objective top three, probably not. But since I just barely put it out, and it's the last one I finished from Black Knights, and so that one's probably in there right now.
Yeah. It's so crazy because like we're talking about your music, and then these are the questions I told you about that were like just really personal for like no reason.
Let's
uh,
see 'em.
um. So, what's your love life looking like?
Dude, it's fucking it's it's hard. Let me say. I don't know. I feel like it's not much detail I can go into, but I don't know. It's just like I think I'm the type of guy where it's it's hard for me to find the right person because I think I'm a I don't know how to phrase this. It's hard for me to find the right person because I'm someone who prioritizes my own well-being and my own like thoughts and opinions most of the time and to find someone where I'm willing to like fucking put them before myself in like every way has to be like the fucking best person I ever met in my life, and so it's difficult for me to
Yeah.
it's difficult for me to have like a successful love life because I can't be going around fucking hitting up everybody because it doesn't feel right. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, speaking about love, I think my advisor teacher was saying this a couple of hours ago when I was in English class. He's a goat, by the way. Shout out him. He's always speaking the truth. But he was telling the people at my table I was like sleeping on the floor, but I woke up like as soon as he was speaking. Um, he said that like he doesn't really believe in like the one or like finding your person or soulmate. He doesn't really think that could ever happen. But what he does believe is that he believes in love. Word to NT, I'm not even lying. He was like, I
Hey,
believe in love.
Crank, yes
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
Crank,
But
goat.
but he was just like, I believe in love. I think we can all find romance anywhere, and we can all find love anywhere. And you know, in relationships, it shouldn't be like you're each codependent on each other, but you're both stronger together. You're strong on your own, but when you're together, you're stronger. And he was telling me that like the way he sees his partner is that she is strong without him. She is independent without him, and that's what he loves about her. Is that she doesn't need him, but when they're together, it's they're just stronger together. But yeah,
Fire.
yeah. I was thinking about that like after waking up, and I was like, it's like a really good like time to wake up. And that got my brain thinking about like just about that stuff. Um, so moving on. Who do you look up to the most?
Oh damn, I don't really. Let me think. Um, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I don't really know if I'm looking up to anyone. I'm kind of just trying to do my own thing. And, I've kind of built like myself, my personality by looking up to the people that I used to look up to, and now I'm at a point where it's like I don't need to do that anymore. But um I guess I just look up to I guess I just look up to people that are fucking anyone who's like I guess like my college professors or my fucking like work managers or something like anyone who's more successful than me at the stuff I'm trying to do, like anyone who's teaching me how to do stuff or anyone who's, like better at my job than me. I don't know.
Yep.
Not a good answer, but I don't know.
Hmm. All right. Which one of your friends is your biggest inspirations?
Uh, damn, that's hard. Um, I don't know. I think um for one, definitely Will is just a fucking just a super dope, artistically minded person that I don't know, just always inspired me to care about fucking art and what people do. But people I know in real life, probably fucking uh shout out shout out Lucas College. He's gotta be the GOAT, one of my favorite people. He inspires me every day. He also taught me he's the one that got me into the gym, which is a really big thing in my life. And so if I
Yeah.
had to pick one friend that I fucking get inspired by, it's gotta be him because he changed my life forever. So Lucas College, if you're watching this, you're the GOAT.
Yeah. Shout out Lucas College.
Facts.
All right. So this is not me, by the way. This sounds like me, but this is not me. They just said I miss the old guy.
Who said that, Jershawn?
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, I miss the old guy too.
Yeah, we all do. I want to find the edit I made where it's like I was like I miss the old guy, the guy who made like Songs with the Soul Chop Emperor Kai. Uh, but yeah, Jershawn also asked, "How are you so good?"
I don't know. Practice. He called me after my album dropped, and he's like, how did you get so good at this? And I was like, I don't know. I guess I just do it a lot. So same answer, I guess.
Um, Young Crew versus Kai, who would win?
It was Young Crew.
I have no idea.
Do they mean Young C's?
Yeah. They met Young C's. Yeah, Young C's versus Kai. Who would win?
In what? A fight?
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna lie, Hamza. I think I take that. I don't know though. I don't know.
Hmm.
I take myself. I got confidence.
Hmm. Um, this is actually a very good question. And what does ambigas mean, and how'd you get it?
Oh shit, we're getting to the lore now. I think didn't I send you what it fucking meant when it dropped? I'm just gonna read it.
Perchance, I don't know.
I'm just gonna go in my DMs. Um, let's see. Let's see. I'm just gonna look up Ambigast. Sorry, I'm taking forever, but I don't want to mess this up.
Bury it alive, leave it all to die. Human sacrifice. Oh.
Um, holy shit, I have to scroll so far. Okay.
Bury it alive, leave it all to die. Human sacrifice. Oh.
Let's see.
I just saw the next batch of questions, bro. On my knees.
Okay, I can't fucking find it, but whatever. What does Ambigast mean? Basically, it's like the whole concept of the fucking album is um, it's like constantly changing yourself to become more okay with who you are and how that leads you down a dark path. And essentially, Ambigast is the point where you've kind of changed so much about yourself that you've become like completely unrecognizable as a person, and you've lost everything that made you unique as an individual, and it made you you, and you're just like this fucking like dark, like miserable version of yourself that you created with that mindset. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. So how'd you get it? I don't know what that means, but like, I think how did you
I just,
come up with it? I think.
I don't know. I just kind of fucking. I was just thinking about the track list, and I was like, just like thinking about the song titles, and I was like, I just thought of it. I was like, ambigast is like the. I don't know. I didn't know if it was a real word or not, so I looked it up to make sure it didn't mean anything. But I just like figured that's like a good description of what I was trying to convey. I don't know.
Yeah. Um so where do you work?
I work at In-N-Out Burger.
Any specifics like what in and out, where, city, place,
Um,
time?
I mean, I wouldn't want to say that publicly online, but if you come up to me in real life and ask me that, I could give you an answer.
um who has the biggest butt?
Cole Myers, quote that.
All right. Last fan question, I think. LeBron or Jordan?
I gotta, dude, both great players, okay, but I think LeBron is the better athlete. He's a better all-around player. People would say Jordan's a better defender. I think LeBron's a better defender, especially at the rim. He can block the shit out of you all the time. And I just think, like, literally, if both of the prime players, LeBron and Michael Jordan, and their best team played against each other, LeBron would kill all of them because he's just so fast and strong and tall. He would like it's just a different game nowadays. They're both really good, but I think LeBron's better.
Yeah. That's wow. How are we on time? Wow, this is almost as long as the DTC one, and like we didn't
Man.
even talk about lore or anything. We were just
Yeah.
yapping. But yeah. All right, I saved like the most important, like the most like this was like actually kind of crazy, but like
Okay.
this was like the most like personal and like most asked question that I wanted to ask you like at the very end of the fan questions because it's like people kept asking about it, and you know I guess they wanted you to clarify in like what ways are you like cemetery?
You know, after I saw the clip, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Maybe I am a little like Cemetery. First of all, we already have Utah ties. Gonerville, one of his main producers, lives very close to me. We have some we have some we have some ties. I know a few people who know him. I could comment on his personal life, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, also, also, let me just say, one time my friend met Cemetery in Gonerville's kitchen because they went to go get hot Cheetos from the cupboard, and Cemetery was already holding them and eating them. So that's also how I'm like Cemetery, I guess. But another way I'm like Cemetery is one time I told Beloiter, I said, if you can make me, it was like, if you can make me a classical X Witch House, X Haunted Mound, X Chicago drill type beat, I'll make a song on it. And I was like, there's no way this guy's fucking making that. That's the stupidest shit ever. And he sent me the beat. I was like, this is pretty good. And so I made a song on it that sounded a lot like Cemetery. And so that's another way I'm like Cemetery is I made a song that sounded like him one time. So
Yeah,
I actually am like Cemetery. You were cooking with that question.
yeah. Dude, when you were like what, like you were
That's
like
the funniest video ever, dude.
you were like so confused. Um, but yeah. Speaking about that song, our goat Will really, really loves that song and really wants you to drop it. We kind of, maybe in the future, if you ever do find that beat, we need you to cook that up and put it out somewhere.
Yeah, well, I think I fucking deleted the file, and all there is just that 40-second horrible quality video of it.
Yeah,
So unless I somehow find the file, I can drop it. But other than that, that's all you get, I guess.
yeah. So I had to skip this question because I had to ask a big important question, but now I can ask the what our goat Kyle Long asked. Um, do you always feel like cemetery, or do you like feel like Gonerville sometimes?
Dude, you know who I feel like sometimes?
What's up?
I feel like Break-ins. No, I
Oh,
don't.
oh, you talking to Miles? Um, yeah. Speaking about you talking to Miles, you talking to Miles remix that I just changed up my verse and started dissing like Twitter white kids who like try to rap like Makami. Fuck them, they're all lame.
That's fire.
Yeah, I I still ended off with saying fuck QE though, cause fuck QE and Shy Guy, bunch of nerds.
Facts.
Um, but yeah, we don't mess around. We don't mess around with bots in this town. We put them down,
Facts.
partner. Um, but yeah, I guess we're closing up on this very fun, very long interview. To all the people who are watching the VOD, um, comment down below what was your favorite part. My favorite part was when Kai was just speaking, cause Kai is cool. Shout out Kai.
Yeah, that's my favorite part too.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, make sure to dude, like two people just join like when the stream's ending. Great. When I'm already saying the goodbyes. But yeah, make sure to stream um DTC, obviously, um, and stream up Black Knights. Very, very good albums. Honestly, um, they may not be my album of the year, but I think in terms of where Kai is, would you say you're like a Twitter rapper? Would you say you're just underground?
Sure. Yeah.
Where would you, what would you say you are? I guess in terms of
Um,
labels.
I don't know. I'm whatever you want me to be. I'm just making music.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but yeah, I think people have damaged. I'm just gonna go a little rant, a little yap session. But it's like I think we've tarnished the labels in terms of like artists. Like I think saying like underground rapper, I think people have taken it as saying like you're like net spend, or where net spend isn't really seen as positive, because I guess most people that find him now are like through Instagram Reels, which is really funny. And yeah, I feel like I don't know if this is like crazy to say, but I feel like you have to like level up to listen like artists like Netspin, cuz like I feel like if you're listening to Netspin just like that, I feel like you kind of don't get it. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but I don't know, that's just been cooking up in my mind. I was like at the gym and I was thinking about Netspin and I was like I
As
was
one does.
yeah, I wasn't even listening to Netspin, bro. I was just thinking about it. It's like you can't like listen to Netspin like that like at first and enjoy it all that much. Um but yeah, we love you, Kai. We love Utah. We love In and Out Burger. Super delicious
Yes,
burgers.
sir.
Kai's always whipping them up in the kitchen, including the fries. So
Max.
this is a part where Kai, have any last words before we embark on this adventure we call life and the stream?
Um, well, I just looked and apparently there's like fucking 5 people watching, which is like more than there was before. So, I feel like I just want to ask you, like, we talked about the album a little, but I just want to know like what you thought about it. Like,
Oh,
just give
okay.
me like just give me your synopsis and what songs you liked the most and
Cool,
the
cool,
shit
cool,
you
cool.
liked and didn't like and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Black Knights. Um, I think intro kind of corny. Not gonna lie. I think,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. I think I'm kind of fed up with those type of intros. I think I've heard enough of them, and I'm just like, all right, bro. It's like sorry to compare you to Hobo Johnson because I don't like his music. I don't know if you do, but I don't. It's like when Hobo Johnson would like take a break in between a song and then restart. You know, it's like
I don't know. I don't listen to Hobo Johnson, but I'm sure he does that.
yeah, it's like when an artist does something that other artists don't do, but it's like I've heard too many of those type of intros, and I'm just like, it's not new to me anymore. It's just more, it's just being a growing like annoyance. Um, but I do say the transition into it was pretty cool. I think I like low key if it was like an ambient like intro and then it like transitioned into Black Knights, could have gone crazy. I think it would. I don't know. That's just what I see. Black Knights, super good song. I do feel it does hype up the album, right? As a single, but in the album itself, I think it's pretty tame. Like as a single, great, but then you're going right into Don't Trip. It's up low on time. I see Ghost. It's just like it just gets like completely disregarded in the conversation, I think, for what is the best song in there. Because like I think I said this previously, but like the beat doesn't really do much. Um it's like I said, it's a pretty repetitive song, but like it's not like long or like it's not a bad song. I think it's pretty good. But I do feel it's a bit underwhelming comparing it to the other songs. Which is something I thought about a couple hours ago, where I was like listening to singles. I was listening to BRB, Black Knights, and Low on Time, and I was just like, if these are all part of the same like album, I feel like Black Knights will either sound like super super out of place or will just get like left behind, and I think it kind of did. But yeah, Don't Trip, great. I don't think I even have to speak much on about it. I thought it was really really funny. I thought it was really great. Not funny because it's bad or in any words, but it's because like that Felici diss was just so random. Like that was just really funny. And on streaming, I have my own 15 seconds, which first time on a Kai album. Also, am I allowed to say this on who you were gonna ask to feature on this album, or am I not?
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah. Basically, Kai was gonna ask Quareka to be on this album. I think you said on which song was he meant to be on?
I was just so my thing what I was gonna do now that it's out and it didn't happen.
Yep.
When I met back up with him in fucking Utah, I was just gonna I was gonna have him do a video, be like, "This is Black Nights by Kai. This is the most fire shit ever. Go listen to it." And then the album was gonna start,
Yeah.
but he just like when I met him, he was just like really fucking tired, and I was like, I'm not gonna ask this guy to do this right now.
Yeah.
But that's what I was gonna plan on having him do.
Oh man, that would have been really cool. I think him starting out the album would have
Yeah,
just
I
been
think it would
like,
have been really funny.
yeah.
I really wanted to do it, but I just felt bad. I didn't want
I think it would. I think it would add more to the Felici diss because Felici
to.
really, really wanted Koreka to listen to "A Matter of Time," and like, imagine a guy dissing you on his album, but also getting the guy you've been wanting to listen to your own album. That, like, oh no, bro, that would be so sad. Um, I feel like if Felici does make a diss track back, you can just be like, well, the guy you dick ride is like dick rides me, bro. Like we're we're in different leagues, bro. Um, but yeah, and then after It's Up, dude, It's Up is the greatest song ever. Like I thought, like you really weren't lying. It's Up compared to Up is like it's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
100 times better.
Like the mixing is way better. Everything is just way better. Um, Long Time, it's a contender for your best song. Like it's like it's, I wouldn't be mad if someone has it like as their favorite Kai song. I would just be like, yeah, it's understandable. It's a great song. Icy Ghost, oh my peak. I love Icy Ghost. It feels like an interlude kind of. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's really short, but it's really fire.
Yeah. And then Dead Guys. Wow. That's beautiful. Low-key, Icy Ghost, like I low-key see it as like hmm like Icy Ghost could just like straight up like be like a DTC interlude.
Yeah,
I feel like that would have made like the album. I feel like that album would have benefited from little interludes, like a lot.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, you can't really change it now. Like it doesn't really matter.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're like I don't know if you're gonna cook up DTC two or I don't know, but it really all depends on like whatever you choose to do with it. Because like you said, it's your own art. Like fuck if I know. Um, but yeah, Dead Guys, great. BRB. When you sent it to me in DMs, was it, like back in August. I was kind of just like,
Yeah, maybe.
I was just kind of like, this is good, but the mix is kind of like, I don't know. The mix kind of just took me off from the song, but the beat was crazy, and I think on listening to this song now, it's like I was on crack, bro. The mixing is great. I don't know what I
Yeah,
was
I think I
on.
sent you an older version of it though, so that's probably why the mix was bad.
Yeah. Um, and then Yes No, Oh My Beauty. That's like a really great song.
I'm surprised people like that one. It's just that, I never explained this. I was gonna explain this in this interview. Um, Basically, Yes No is like this sort of remix cover thing of this one Crystal Castles unreleased song that I really like. That they never um published like a studio version. They only played it live a couple times, and so the quality of it's like super shitty and like you can barely hear anything. and so I like did my best to remake it and then add my own stuff to it. And I was like, it's just like all the other songs on Black Knights are like these super like catchy like trap bangers, and this one's just like this weird ass fucking noisy thing. So I was expecting people to be like, "Why is this here?" But a lot of people are really liking it, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. And then, yeah, yes, no. It was like, yeah, I low key like yes, no, and I see ghosts. Like low key could have worked on DTC. Like the more I think about it, but yeah, crazy stuff that you've made. It's really crazy. I was like listening to it, and like my brain was just like, "What the hell? Everything's too crazy. I don't know even know what I'm listening to anymore." But yeah, when I'm gone, just reminds me of. Nah, I was gonna say Skin, but it doesn't really remind me of Skin. I feel like Skin is way too different. But yeah, it just reminds me of Blade. Um, eh,
That's interesting. I feel like that's one of the least Blade like ones on it,
really,
but I don't know.
I think it's like, nah, bro. I hear the Blade influence. Maybe you didn't unintentionally, but like I just feel the Blade aura like radiating it from it. I don't know. Maybe your aura has changed into like a Blade type aura. But yeah, overall, Black Knights, it might be my favorite project that you've made. Mostly because it is the genre that I listen to the most that is heavily featured in it. Um,
Yeah.
but it also is just like, it's just nonstop bangers after bangers. Like, even if they are switching up in terms of like emotions, it's like they're all sonically just loud, fun, like you can just get lost in the music, and it's just so crazy. Cause like I low key forgot I was like in the living room screaming, like I was just so engaged with the music that I low key forgot I was like screaming. But yeah, the I think the rollout for this one was was pretty random.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty random because you didn't have this plan, unlike DTC where that felt more more like streamlined and made sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Black Knights, you dropped BRB in September, and then Black Knights in October, and then Low on Time in November, and like Black Knights wasn't conceptualized to
Damn.
be an album. Like,
I was more consistent than I thought. I never thought about that I
yeah,
dropped one song each month. That's
yeah.
actually solid.
And then you dropped the whole album in December, so it's like really good because like you only went, yeah, dude, you dropped, dude. I don't think you realized you've basically dropped stuff consistently since July. Like each month you've
And that's
dropped.
actually crazy.
Like you've been really consistent. That's what I'm saying. That like if you like took a break from music, I wouldn't be mad or anything. But Beloiter just said low on time peak. Yes, no peak. I agree, Beloiter.
Fire.
But yeah, it's like I don't know. Maybe it's time to hang up the Kai mantle. Change your name since it's getting harder and harder for me to be convinced that you're not some random Asian artist in my scrobbling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even
I
because
do want to get that fixed.
yeah, I don't know. You could be like Zyber, where he has like a capital R, like have a capital
Yeah,
A.
I think I don't know. There's probably as soon as I as soon as I don't have to do everything myself, like some like fucking label or some person that knows about that shit can help me. I'm gonna fix the Last FM shit. I'm gonna try to get all my stuff on the same fucking page on Apple and not with a
Yeah,
bunch of random ass fucking things on it. That's something I really want to work on, but we'll see.
yeah. Screw Apple. Apple keeps like messing up like
Yeah, bro. They didn't even let me drop my album on time, bro. I had to drop it 3 hours late on Apple because they won't let me drop at 6 p.m. instead of fucking midnight.
that's so stupid. Like that's like the dumbest
Like
thing ever.
that makes no sense, dog.
Like what is it? Apple Music users are like, oh yeah, our audio quality is better, but it's like unless if it's Bandcamp, you're not hearing that audio quality like difference at all.
Exactly.
Like, which is why I love Bandcamp so much, cause like you can just like listen to so much music in it, and it all sounds like super top quality. But if we're talking about like the worst of the worst, it's SoundCloud. Objectively, it's SoundCloud.
Oh, SoundCloud sounds horrible.
Yes, SoundCloud actually makes your music sound like it's underwater. Like, like it's actually horrible. Like I never listened to Up on SoundCloud. I would listen to the file. So I always like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you ever listen to the file, but I always listen to the file. I have it on my downloads just to listen to it
Fire.
whenever I'm going through it, dude. What is it like when you sent me that audio clip of it transitioning into like it was like why did I forget the song? Don't Trip to It's Up. Obviously didn't know it was It's Up, but it's so I was like I tried my best to try to get the original Up version and try to see how it would sound if it was like the original. And it was just horrible. I was like, I give up, man. I'm never gonna hear It's Up until it actually comes out. But yeah, worth the wait. But yeah, I feel like I should plug this. A Brian Nation Forever on streaming. I guess it's deluxe, but it's like the full version. Kai is on like basically every song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically my album.
Yeah.
Basically Kai Nation Forever, but I let Brian have it.
Yeah, it's basically just another Kai album for winter. You know, you guys are the world's being fed, bro, by Kai. But yeah, Brian Nation Forever. Kai produced some songs on it, and he's just on it like a bunch of times. But yeah, I don't really know. I guess I wanted to ask you this as a final, because I always ask you this at the final time. At the final bell is just like give us a little snippet if you have any.
Let's see. Well, last time I did a snippet, I just played it into my mic from my phone, and it sounded horrendous.
Yeah.
But I don't have. I basically dropped all my music, but there's this one song I made yesterday that's actually pretty funny, and I just dropped my mic. But I might screen share and just play it. Not gonna lie, it's
Alright,
like fire. We can it can be like the ending of the fucking stream.
Yeah, we're gonna end it off, guys, with like a beautiful Kai song.
It's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's a demo, but it's fire.
The exclusive, guys. Exclusive. Monaholics, real haunted mound. Dude, I'll like. How does he make his voice like that? Like, I'm actually convinced he did like the Hanaholic stuff. Oh, whoa,
I can hear.
whoa, crazy Brad. I can hear myself. Kai.
It's chill out. Just mute when the fucking audio
yeah.
plays.
Oh yeah, cool.
All right, right here. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Wish I was still afraid of the dark. Nothing scares me anymore, that makes it hard. Fear's the only thing that's bracing my fall. No, I don't want you to hate me at all. What you mean? Don't remember what we did on Halloween. Made a scene. It's November, only been a couple weeks. On my jeans, there's a monkey left that you're a fucking freak. Don't you see? We can take it back and say it was a dream. We can take it back and say it was a dream. A dream. We can take it back and say it was a what you mean? Don't remember what we did on Halloween. Made a scene. It's November, only been a couple weeks. On my jeans, there's a market like and say it was a dream. From there, we can take it back and say it was a dream. Dream. We can take it back and say it was a dream. What you mean? Don't remember what we did on Halloween. Made a scene. It's November, only been a couple weeks. On my jeans, there's a market left there, you're a fucking freak. Don't you see? We can take it back and say it was a dream.
Anyways,
Dude,
yeah,
whoa,
that-
whoa, 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 whoa,
that's a song.
whoa. Dude, that song, whoa, 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 whoa. Dude, that was crazy. I was not
Yeah,
expecting that. Wow.
yeah, I'm gonna work on it.
Dude, I meant like, so I don't know if you're gonna make a whole album sounding like that, but it's like,
Probably not, but maybe.
but like, I don't know, a whole album like that, it feels like, it does sound like Vices, not gonna lie, but it sounds like, no, it like, but it's like so different from Vices, cause like, it has none of the pads, it has like, I don't know, man, it's just like, oh man, it's hard to describe. Uh,
Yeah, that's another one I think I might try to get Lucy Lamb on because I think she'd be super fire on that.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'll work on it.
Man, like, wow, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know if the chat like heard that, but it was wow. Why am I actually like, like I froze up when I met Decca. I'm like, this is happening right now. I'm just like, what can I'm less speechless. Um, but yeah, it was a dream. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I'll probably change the title. I don't know. I literally made it in like 20 minutes yesterday, but I think it's good.
Kai is always doing this. He's making a song in like 20 minutes and it becomes like the best song ever. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's like, oh man, it's like you're like bringing back like K1, but like reinventing K1 at the same time. It's yeah, I don't know. It's like,
Yeah. You think I should drop that one? I was thinking of not dropping it, but the people I've showed it to said it's good.
yeah, it's really good. Wow. It's like
Okay.
it's it sounds very like the lyrics are pretty sad, but it just sounds below it's goaded. Um, but
Oh shoot.
it it uh it just sounds like it's just, it's so good for my ears, like ear time type spill.
Yeah. I do want my music to be good for your ears, so that's good.
Yeah, it's wow. I really want to hear that now. I feel like if you get to finish a song like by January. By the way, it's about to be a year since Untethered dropped.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like that was the first ever DTC single. And then
Yeah.
what was the one after? Was it just Abagast?
There's only two on that one.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. It was 8 songs, but Black Knights had 3, and it was 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, we will all be there. Crystal Castles laced K1. The low key, yeah, it is. It's like if like Crystal Castles, like if like K1, like yeah, it does sound like that. Wow. If
Well, I'm glad people like it. I didn't know if it was good, but it sounds like it is.
like K4 is literally just like Crystal Castles X K1.
Do you think Black Knights is K4?
Nah,
You
I
do?
nah. I feel like
Oh,
actually it's like, oh man, it's so hard to keep it. I think I might consider Bones K1. Cause
really? I would not.
cause it's like we might have to reevaluate what we consider K1 because K1, like most of the stuff for K1 dropped 2023,
Yeah.
and that includes Bones. But it's like
Yeah, but
the
Bones
mark.
does not sound like
Yeah,
my older
yeah,
music.
yeah. Your newer stuff sounds like your older music. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's full circle, I guess.
Yeah, but it's like not to say like you're like going back to that old sound, but it's just to say that like it feels like you're just like evolving. I feel like don't try to act important marks into K2, but it's like if we consider, oh man, this is hard. You have like too much of a weird discog, man. Cause
Yeah.
like each album you drop is just gonna be considered like a different K version, bro. I think we're gonna call Black Knights like your we're gonna completely change it. It's not gonna be like K1 or K3. I think we're just gonna call it like KBN. Like it's
Yeah,
like
I think I think it's still K3. I think mostly just cuz there's some songs on it that like you said they sound like they could be on DTC. And so it's like
mm,
and it's still like it's like a different like genres, but it's like similar stuff with the mixing and the fucking like production and shit that's like pretty similar to DTC1 still. So I'd probably still keep it K3, but I wanted to know what you thought.
yeah. I hmm, I feel like you should have made this a mixtape, but it made this way easier. For
Well, it's technically a mixtape. That I just feel like people don't know what a mixtape is, and if I just told everyone I'm dropping a mixtape, that they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" But if I
yeah,
say an album, then they know what I'm dropping, so I just called it that. But I think it's actually a mixtape. So
yeah. Okay, Bloater said it perfectly. This still feels like K3, and I didn't mean to haunt you to like scrapyard sort of way. Yeah, I feel like this is like your scrapyard, but it's actually good.
yeah, well,
Like,
it's not like scraps though. It's like a whole new thing.
yeah,
I don't know. My music's confusing. It's hard to categorize. I feel like.
yeah, and I think that's great. You're not like in a bubble. You're like always like
Yeah.
you're always branching out like with your roots. But yeah, any artists you want to shout out before we go off for the night?
Um, the artists. I feel like I probably have some artists I could put some people onto that I've been listening to.
Cool, cool, cool.
Let's see. Oh, first one. There's an artist I found the other day. They're called Empire Empire parentheses I was a lonely estate, and they have an album called What It Takes to Move Forward that I listen to. That's I think it's becoming one of my favorite albums. It's a super cool fucking like hardcore like Midwest emo sounding fucking thing, which is really fire. Um, Another one in that same vein. There's a band from Utah. I go to their concerts a lot. They're called Eardrums, and they kind of make similar music to that. It's like this like screamo, like hardcore metal shit that kind of turns into this really soft like Midwest emo sort of stuff. They don't have a lot on streaming, but they do shows a lot, and their music's super dope. And I guess we can go one more, just make like a third. Let me look. Um, let's see. Oh, a good one is Nyante. He's a rapper. He has a lot of songs with fucking Mike and Okusto and shit. I feel like he's kind of the one of the more underrated people of that group. I saw him live. He's super dope. He has a bunch of cool shit. If you like Surf Gang or fucking if you like Mike or any of that sort of stuff, it's kind of a really cool blend of the two. That'd be my third one.
Yeah. Was he performing with Mike or?
Yeah, he opened for Mike, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, um, I guess this is the actual goodbye. We said goodbye like 30 minutes ago. But yeah, um, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching the VOD. Thank you for all watching and streaming the album. Um, Depends on how you consume the art in front of you, whether you watch it through YouTube or you listen to it through streaming. Buy it on Bandcamp. Buy it on Apple Store. Is it even on Apple Store? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, to be honest with you.
But yeah, give Kai money so he can buy me the Skibbity toilet skin on Fortnite.
Yeah, that's the only reason you should ever give me money, by the way.
Yeah. But anyways, um, have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, Kai. Um, I'm gonna shout out 3 artists that you all should listen to as a way to say goodbye, and I'm gonna name them all very quickly. Kai, Kai, Kai. All right. Well, um, yeah. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you all in the next interview, whether that be live or video, and it might be Kai, or fingers crossed, Nishiv drops an album so I can finally get that guy on, or the other people. But yeah, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Up, you lagged out. Well.